Hello and welcome back to our channel. I'm Jackie of Stephen and Jackie. And if you've watched any of our other videos, you know we have 3 kids. We love to mountain bike. We love to be outside. And we just want to share our passion of being outside with others and encourage others to get out there. And that's our mission. So this summer we spent almost 3 months in Bentonville, Arkansas. We mountain biked a ton and I brought together all of my footage. I have lots of different videos up here on YouTube, but I wanted to bring together our footage and make a compilation of like the best of Bentonville and our favorite places to go. I'm going to incorporate a voiceover on the different footage, and I've got 8 mentions of different places that we enjoyed being. And the first time we visited Bentonville, we pulled a lot of resources from all over, and we were trying to figure out, where do we go as a family? What do we do? Where do we park? And so I wanted to try to bring together, just partially for memory's sake, but partially a compilation to help other people know, like, hey, where could we go in Bentonville as a family? There's so much to do. So this is our list of things we enjoyed, and I'm just going to share what we found difficult, what areas we found to be really great as a family, and just share kind of some insight there. So this can kind of be a go-to resource if you are wanting to make a vacation in Bentonville as a family and do lots of biking and other activities. We did not visit like a lot of museums or anything like this. This is a mountain biking resource for families. So I hope you enjoy. Drop a comment if you have any other suggestions for people who might be looking, or if you have questions, drop them below. Subscribe to our channel if you're interested in seeing more content like this, and we'd love to have you here. So thanks for watching and enjoy. Go down. You got it.
He like closes his eyes like
Help him into this turn. Kohler is at the top of our list because it's such a great place for families to go hang out and take turns mountain biking. So there are 3 or 4 different places you can park. You can park at the top of the hub here. Pictured, this is the top of the hub. This goes toward Family Flow. You can also go straight into Thunderdome from the hub, and those are some of our favorite trails. You can also park at the bottom of these trails and go straight to the greenway. There is a main parking lot and an overflow, and then there is a parking lot at the opposite end of the greenway. The greenway is a great place to go on walks or runs. There's lots of activities to do, and then there's also Good Vibrations, which is a true beginner trail. It's great for toddlers who are starting out on their balance bikes or just kids that are learning how to mountain bike. Some of our favorite things about this area are that there's a coffee shop on the trail that you have to get to by the greenway. And there's a creek down here near the coffee shop. It's called Airship, the coffee shop. And there's a couple of barns, a field to play in. It's a great place for a picnic. And our kids loved playing in the creek. So we would take turns on our bikes while the kids cooled off on those hot summer days in the creek. They loved catching crawdads. And there's a couple of jump lines we enjoyed. Fireline was one of our favorites. It's quite the climb, but it is a great jump line to try as, I would say, advanced beginner or light intermediate riders. So again, Kohler is just a great place for the entire family. Lots of different options. Here is Thunderdome, and Stephen and the boys heading down that. Esther's is another good trail that we enjoyed. We didn't even get to go on all of the trails because they were still opening up after the tornadoes this past spring, and we thoroughly enjoy being at Kohler, and I encourage every family to try that place out. I'm editing and I just wanted to interject. This is some footage from Esther's, and a couple of things to keep in mind that have helped us when we are out with the kids mountain biking for several hours is bring plenty of water, more than you think you'll need, and have a plan for refills, and bring lots of snacks, again, more than you think you'll need. Bring a way to communicate. We always have walkie talkies, but I mean, at times we've considered getting GPS watches for the kids as well. So safety is of the utmost importance. I have talked about our safety gear before as well. We have our toddler on our bike on the shotgun seat, and we always just ride beneath our ability level when he's on our bike. There you go. Next up is All American. Now, All American is a very long trail, but I'm sort of talking about just the top. So we're going to talk about Slaughter Pen separately. But this airplane is at the top of All American, and my kids had to see it. We've seen pictures, videos of it. And along the way, there are lots of offshoots as you go down All American. There's tons of different like skinnies and fun things for the kids to practice, and I skip a lot of them. But pictured here is Boo Boo. Okay, actually, this one is called Choo Choo. I had to double check. But there's Boo Boo, Choo Choo, and Moo Moo. And there's just tons of offshoots, different trails to try along the way on All American. Now, for parking, you have to look for the popular barbecue place. Okay, it is Wright's Barbecue. So I'm going to tell you where to park because this was really hard for me to figure out. Compton Gardens parking off of North Main Street, and then you're going to go toward 3rd Street. You'll be able to see Wright's Barbecue, and that is the start of All American. Now, if you want to go to the plane, you have to go behind. There's like a splash pad, and it's kind of behind the splash pad. But then you can make your way down All American and try all of the offshoots, but you need to have a plan for how you're going to get back to your car. Especially if you have kids. So we often would have Steven like drop us off at the top, or I would drop Steven and the boys off at the top, and then we would one of us would park at the bottom of All American. Now that you know how to get to the top of All American, we are going to interject here Tristan's Trail. This is one of our most favorite trails. It is along the way, sort of in the area of All American, but this trail is so fun. We like to um, head down it. So, okay, I'm trying to think the best way to tell you to get to Tristan's. This is another one that we would like drop each other off so that we wouldn't have to bike back up. But Tristan's honestly wouldn't be bad to bike back up. But we often would park kind of near Red Barn. There's a couple different little spots you can park, and we would head down. And this is a really fun one. There's lots of little rock like kicker jumps, and it's just really flowy. And we just enjoyed the terrain. This was a go to for us on our way through All American. We would, jump off on different streets and head over toward that Red Barn area. And then we would end down at the toddler pump track and dog park at the bottom of Slaughter Pen. And I will be talking about Slaughter Pen here in a minute. So I'm saving that for like a separate part of the video. So geographically, I'm heading back up All American. Number 4 is going to be the masterpiece, which is technically a part of All American, but it's its own little masterpiece and trail. So in this clip, this was one of our first times. This was my first time to tackle the entire trail, and it was way more intimidating than it looks on camera. But this was the first time Brooks hit that big bridge and came down that. We were all very excited. I do have another clip of toward the end of our stay in Bentonville where I actually ended up hitting every jump and just to kind of feel out the progression from beginning of summer to the end of summer. But this is a long All American. You can jump off onto the masterpiece, and also directly across from here to the right of the camera right now, there is a parking lot, and it's right in the center of the All American Trail. So you could park there. You could work your way up and do like Moo Moo, Choo Choo, Boo Boo, some of those trails, and then head back down towards your car, or you could head down the Slaughter Pen and then head back up to your car. So it's kind of a good central parking lot that we really enjoyed because it never required us to go super far to find our car. Okay, and that parking lot is the North A Street Cub Circle parking lot. So now I've got some footage from actually Slaughter Pen. So this is at the very bottom of All American, and you can see over to the right my son is about to take. That is the bottom of All American, and that's a really fun true beginner little line down there for great for toddlers and smaller children. To the left, you'll see this is the Slaughter Pen jump trail. I'm pointing to it on the camera, and this is a really fun jump line to just like practice and hit over and over again. So I'm hitting it here, and it's a tiny little climb. You hit these jumps over and over. It's a great way to practice. And one reason we love Slaughter Pen, it's kind of like Kohler in that we can all go hang out, um, take turns. Slaughter Pen has the most areas to work on progressions, so there's lots of jump progressions, and there's lots of drop progressions here at Slaughter Pen. So it is a great place. I feel that we all learned so much. I've got a lot of clips coming up of the jump lines and the drop zones. So these are the beginner drop zones. They have incrementally, you can work your way up, which makes a huge difference for your brain whenever you're trying to accomplish something. If you can just make it small incremental, improvements. And then to my right, and I'll have some footage coming up, are all of like the jump progression. So there's like a beginner jump line, and then you work your way up. They also have an intermediate zone up to the left. You can see that sign. And then it's not in this video, but they actually built more of an expert drop and jump line that is now there, which they were finishing when we left, so we didn't get to do it. And not, I mean, we're not experts, so I don't know if there's any part of it that we would have been able to actually try. But next time we go, that will definitely be something we'll want to try. And they really keep this nice. They work on it all the time. The thing about the trails there is that, well, in the summer it is quite dry there, but there's a lot of rocks on the trails, which can be kind of frustrating, but it also really just helps things stay dry and not get too muddy. This is the toddler pump track, which was adorable, and Julian has come quite a long way since then. But these videos just are so cute of him, and we enjoyed seeing him try his first few times uh, on a little line here. Next up, we are moving to Rogers, to the rail yard, and Lake Atalanta. I do not have any footage of Lake Atalanta, but it is a cool place. It is very fun to go as a family. The rail yard is not somewhere I would go in the dead of summer. It's very hot, and there's not really any way to get away from the heat. There's not shade. So wouldn't suggest it on a hot, sunny summer day, but it is super cool. And there are lots of progressions and jump lines and things for everybody to do. I would say this is a slightly more advanced. There are beginner areas like we are on, but there is a lot of advanced obstacles here. So if you have some friends that want to show you more advanced things, this would be a cool place to go. And then even though I didn't get any footage of Lake Atalanta, we spent quite a bit of time out there fishing and going on runs. And then the trails were just getting cleared when we were leaving, so we just did not get to mountain bike in that area. But there's tons of mountain biking trails all around, so it would be another fun spot for the kids to play on the playground, maybe fish while one of you goes and mountain bikes, and bring a bunch of food and just plan to spend a lot of time out in Rogers at these two spots, because you could be there all day, if not a couple of days. I definitely think this area is very underrated, especially Lake Atalanta. People just don't talk about it, and they maybe skip it because it's off the beaten path. All right, maybe this is the most underrated. I don't know. Best natural trail, Blowing Springs Loop. It was one of our absolute favorites. We love it out here. The thing about this area, I mean, I love all these little rock drops. We love this trail. It's so fun. It's really cool. There is an RV park over here, and so if you are a camping family, bring your RV, stay at Blowing Springs in Bella Vista. It's beautiful. Go on these trails. It's a blast. The kids liked it. It's maybe not as fun and as flashy as Slaughter Pen or Kohler or some of the areas that have like cool pump tracks, because it's just more of a natural trail, as you can see. But Steven and I, it was our favorite. It was our go-to, and we we love it out there. My honorable mention is the castle, because I feel like I have to mention it, because it's all people talk about. Everybody wants to talk about the castle. Uh, it's fun. I wouldn't go on a hot summer day. There's no shade. It's hot out there. But if you love to jump, you probably should hit up the castle. I would say they have some beginner jump lines. It is very rocky, so like when I'm going fast on a trail and trying to jump, it is kind of intimidating. But there are some beginner ones. I think if you're a true beginner or not an advanced beginner, you may not enjoy the castle, and it's kind of a trek. Honestly, I don't even know if I got there the best way, but we would park at Slaughter Pen and make the trek out the gravel road from the skills zone out to the castle. Maybe there's a better way. I don't think that there's a closer parking lot. So it's a commitment. So there you have it. That's our best of Bentonville. If you get a chance to go as a family, it's a great place. There's something for everybody. We thoroughly enjoyed our time there. I'd maybe not go in the heat of the summer, but the great thing about the trails is that they do dry out quickly. So if it rains, it's not a huge ordeal. Thanks for watching, and drop any comments or questions you have down below. And thanks for being here.